Hey, thanks for stopping by my neck of the woods. I'm the gig geezer in Wood Lane, and when I'm out there driving, I'm out there to make some money. I want to help you maximize your gig hustle.
It is Tuesday, January 11th. I am in the midst of my first half hustle. It is also a very, very slow day in my market. But that said, if you like the content that I have provided in this segment of the Geek Geezer or in other segments of the Geek Geezer, hey, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Also, give my content a thumbs up. Share my content with other folk, and I always welcome your comments. This segment of the Geek Geezer is about Roadie. Roadie at one time was a mainstay for me. We're talking back in 2018 and 2019. I did my first Roadie pickup just after I was cleared to resume driving after having hip replacement surgery. I found out about Roadie through a Facebook post in which a rideshare driver happened to mention about Roadie. I followed up on it, and it turned out to be something that was worth my while, particularly 2018, 2019. This particular Roadie pickup is from the airport. Roadie, for those who are not familiar with, claims to be a technology company, but it is into the last mile logistics. And it was also bought by UPS last fall. Now, a couple of Roadie's first big contracts were with Delta Airlines, because Roadie's based in Atlanta, and it was a natural fit because Delta's based in Atlanta, and also Home Depot. Home Depot is also based in Atlanta. So a couple of billion-dollar companies that really helped with Roadie, at least with its reputation and image, or business image, that is. Now, the whole reason for me doing this Gig Geezer segment is just talking briefly about what I found out, and I may be on the very, very late freight, but some changes in which Roadie limits drivers on the number of individual pickups that you can make from the airport at one time. Back in 2018, 2019, I really took advantage of the opportunity in which if Delta had like 6 or 7 bags out there, you would look on the app and you see like a bubble with 5 or 6 opportunities out there. I would punch in for all of them. I'd submit an offer for all of them, and a number of times, I should not say a lot of times, because as you well know with the app, you can be greatly disappointed with how the algorithm selects people. There have been times I've been right at the airport. I've been in the airport waiting for rides as a rideshare driver and did not get any of them. And then there are other times I could be 25 minutes away and get that particular gig that I was going after. So go figure. Well, if there were those 5 or 6 gig opportunities, there was a chance that I could get 3, maybe 4 of them, and make pretty nice cash, because you've put together not just one, you've made a nice clump of money at one time, and it would justify your efforts. Well, the baggage claim person whom I spoke with told me that Roadie's changed on that. You rarely see a person get no more than 2 of them now. Or if there were those same 5 or 6 gig opportunities, there would be 4 people, maybe 5 people, or 6 people if I use the number 6 in this, but let's use around number 5. If there are 5, it could be 4 people or 5 people that get those gig opportunities now. There's no rhyme or reason as to why Roadie did that, but that's what Roadie is doing now. Now, there was once a time where Roadie allowed for the baggage claim people to select drivers on their own volition as to who would pick up the gigs. But I think there was a problem with favoritism and shutting out people, and so Roadie did away with that, and I think that was a fair one. But when it was where you got multiple opportunities, I think a lot of the algorithm took into account your history. Once you got into getting some of the gig opportunities, the algorithm would seem to remember who you were, and there was a chance that you would get your fair share of opportunities. Not all of them, not most of them, but you get a fair share of them. And again, that's all changed now. So keep that in mind when you're out there trying to put in for these roadie gigs. There was the big rate changes from back in 2019 and 2020, and that had a lot to do with it too. For example, if I had a airport pickup from Columbia to Florence, it used to go from $68 to $80. Now that same gig is probably at most $40. It's not worth it to me. Sumter seems to be about the same, and I'm just using that particular market, $25 to $30. It could be from $23 to $30 depending on what part of Sumter area that you're going to. But the long distance one, the ones that you really would cash in on, they have changed. The other thing that the baggage claim person told me is that the people who normally would come in that he would see on these roadie gigs, he doesn't see them anymore. A lot of it is because of the Roadie app issue. That is still a problem. It seemingly is not going to change. What has changed though is that Roadie has went back to allowing for the reps to override the system and mark the gig as started, despite not being able to scan your driver's license. So that's a good thing though. But that's all I have for this segment of the Gig Geezer. I'm Inwood Lane, and as always, may your hustle continue.
Thank you for checking out this segment of the Gig Geezer. If you like the content that's been provided, hey, hit that subscribe button and also give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions or useful information that you'd like to pass on to the Gig Geezer, I can be reached at giggeezer3.5 at gmail.com.